Well, let's get started on superbly said. So the purpose, do you wanna go through why we are doing this and what we're going to be doing?
Yeah, so before we're doing this, our first podcast, we're going to discuss some phrases and definitions that we usually bring up in our classes. But it's going to be like a casual discussion between Maverick and Jordan, and yeah, I guess, am I missing anything?
That sounds good to me.
Yeah. Should we introduce the terms or the phrases now?
Yeah, sure. So you found a couple of phrases. Let's go through those first.
Okay. So these are two phrases from one of our lessons the past week. So the first one is proven track record. Do you want to explain what that means to you?
Yeah, proven track record is when somebody has some experience under their belt. They've taken on some projects, for example, if they're involved in project management, and they've accomplished something. So they've got something to show for credentials that they have. So a proven track record would be completing successful projects and being able to show that in a portfolio or in their resume, and then to be able to talk about them or refer to them in an interview, for example.
Yeah. So it's like someone who has previous work experience that is kind of like their credentials have been proven to be good, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what do you have any experience with this?
I think, yeah, definitely in the startup space, I'm one without really significant proven track record. The only thing that I can say with proven track record for me is that I'm a deep diver. So the experience that I have in my previous careers suggests to those who I'm maybe pitching to that me as a founder, I have a proven track record of sticking to something long term, to some extent, because obviously I've entered those careers and switched into this one. But people have an even stronger proven track record when they go to investors as a startup founder if they have actually gone the full cycle, created a company, grown a team, raised investment, and then actually sold their company for a price that was higher than all the valuations that they had raised for. So at the total valuation of the company has grown throughout the raise cycle, and then they've sold the company. That's a real proven track record of being a successful founder, and investors look at second-time founders like that. Yeah, that's called an exited founder, and that's real proven track record in the entrepreneur space.
Okay, that's a really good example. Did you have experience with companies like that, or were you a part of companies that were created and then sold off?
To some extent, I don't really have too deep an experience in the startup world, but when I was in med school, I created a startup. But I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know that I had to look for a co-founder. I tried to make everything myself in my garage, which was actually a t-shirt screen printing. I wanted to make unique designs. I thought I was going to be successful on the back of a really cool brand name.
Yeah.
That's what I was, just completely confused. And then when I left the priesthood, I wanted to get into entrepreneurship, and I knew that I needed to actually learn the ropes and I joined an early stage startup, which eventually went on to become a major company. So that was really helpful to learn from someone that became, something of a company that the owners could say that they have a proven track record. They're still there, or some of them are still there, so they still matter. They haven't exited, but yeah, it's a company that's definitely talked about. So yeah, that's helped me, and I think it's going to, yeah. Oh well, it's already impacted the way that I conduct the startup now, but yeah, it hasn't been a huge proven track record for me in a way, because I'm still considered in many ways a first time founder, and it's left us in a difficult position in terms of raising, and the way that we are trying to show proof for our ability to grow this company is to actually show traction by customer satisfaction and retention, stickiness, and people sticking around and telling people about it and coming back. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
What about yourself? What would you say in terms of your proven track record?
I don't know. I guess maybe with makeup. I started kind of late. I wasn't really into that when I was younger. And then my cousin, she brought me to her room one day and was like, let me give you a makeover. And then it looked crazy. I looked kind of like a clown, but it was going somewhere, because then after I started practicing more, and then the more I dabbled with the kind of the art of changing the way your face looks. Yeah, you could really change a lot of features. Like, for example, with contour, if you put certain shades or shadows on your face, it makes you look slimmer than before. And then, like if you want your cheekbones to pop out, then you can put a little bit of highlighter on top, and then it, depending on where the light reflects, it makes your face look different. So I guess.
So how would that result in a proven track record of victims?
Yeah.
You've been able to fool some people.
Oh, victim.
Is that a Tinder victim, or is that that's real life victim? That's real life victims. That's like Korean plastic surgery. Well, I don't know if it was in Korea, but somewhere in Asia, somebody had plastic surgery so much that when they had children, the children didn't look anything like the couple. So the husband sued the wife.
Right. Yeah, I heard about that. I saw that somewhere. That's insane. Yeah. But no, I mean, I'm not that crazy with it. Like, I'm okay at makeup, but I'm not so good that I look completely different. But I know there's some people out there, they're very, very talented, where they could change genders. Like, I know this one, this one drag queen, and he looks really good as a man, but when he does his makeup and then he transforms, he looks like completely different. He's really beautiful too.
So have you done some makeup for others, like your friends or clients even?
Yeah, so I guess that's where it transferred, because I guess my cousin, she saw that I was somewhat talented in it, so she would bring me people that she knew. So there was a girl that was getting married, and then she was like, hey, can you do her makeup for her, and then she'll pay you. So I did that for a little bit, but not that much, because I mean, I'm not an expert. I don't think it looks good, so I don't want to have people disappointed when I do that. So I guess like when you try a lot of things here and there, I guess it leaves a track record, but I wouldn't say it was like a proven, like a good track record, if that makes sense.
Interesting. What about proven track record in We could probably go beyond. You can go beyond like professional or like money generating activities, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think people like I've heard about this phenomena. I have two things. My fucking ADHD brain has two things coming out here. One is I read an article about appearances and how your appearance changes the way that your verdict at a court hearing could come out. And
Yeah.
well, not verdict as such, but your sentencing duration and severity.
Ah, yes, I've seen this. It's true. It's true. This is like it's like these subtleties in day-to-day life, but it affects people's psyche, and it influences their decisions as well too. Yeah.
It's a human. I mean, we are like absolutely physical, not absolutely, but we are definitely physical beings. And it wasn't just an attraction on like on an aesthetic, not in just a more attractive in the kind of conventional way as well, but also particular to judgment or sentencing in court. A baby face person, somebody who is more likely to have what is considered a baby face, is likely to have a more lenient sentencing too.
Right. Yeah. I think yeah, that relates to the phrase as well. I guess there's a proven track record, like depending on how you present yourself or even things you can't control, like just your physical appearance. It it's it can influence others' behaviors around you and activities.
Like there's also like social track record in a way, not in the kind of Chinese social credit system way, but in terms of the long-term friends. Like somebody with long-term friends has like a proven track record of being reliable enough, trustworthy.
Yeah.
And in the domain of dating and romance or in relationships, it's somebody has a proven track record if they've been able to hold down a long-term relationship. That's how I consider it.
Ah, right. Yeah. Yeah, I have some friends that their dating record is not good. So they're just always single because just they don't choose the right, I guess, people.
It only takes one relationship to change it though.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess it applies in a lot of aspects in life. Like it doesn't just have to do with like business and work related, I guess. Yeah.
All right, shall we continue to the next one?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh wait, I can hear you like eating all your canned fruit.
Oh, I'm like playing paper. Okay. I'll put that away.
It's because the microphone, sorry, not the microphone, but the what's this? The audio that we use. We don't have any kind of voice. What's it called? Noise suppression or.
Oh, noise cancellation thing?
Yeah, because like if I'm starting to type, it'll get everything, like that. You can see everything.
Yeah.
Straight away, even though my mic's like actually on mine.
Oh, geez, it picks up literally everything.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good to know.
All right, so what's the next one? You're still doing it, by the way.
Yeah, so, okay, so the next phrase is to jump through hoops. Jumping through hoops. So, Can you give a brief definition of what that means to you?
To jump through hoops.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the jumping through hoops means having to go through, I think it's mostly unnecessary bureaucracy to get something done and to achieve something new, or to achieve something you have to go through a number of quite arduous steps and challenges. And but I think just because I think it refers to hoops being like something used in circuses, it's a bit of a bureaucratic nightmare to process something that you're trying to accomplish, like getting a passport renewed, and you have to jump through hoops because you, I don't know, spent time in a country that your actual home country is not fond of, for example. Other than that, so you have to jump through hoops to get that processed.
Right, kind of like you're already at a disadvantage in a situation, and then you have to kind of perform or do something difficult to achieve it.
You have an example from your friends?
Yeah, I guess I mean it's related to that visa or that passport thing. Recently when I was in Vietnam, I was trying to renew my visa, so just get like a extension because I was leaving a few days later than when it expired. But yeah, I had to jump through hoops because they were telling me to go to different places, so I had to go to Saigon, and then when I went to the Saigon one, it took like an hour to get there, and then an hour back, so it's like about 2 hours of my day, and then lining up and stuff. And then when I got there, they were like, no, you have to do it in your district. So then I went back to my district, waited in line again, and then went to the counter, and then they were like, no, you have to actually do it in your what's it, the place that you live at, so not in but in the community, that like the neighborhood. I have to go to the neighborhood police in where I was staying and get like a stamp of approval or something. And then when I went there, I don't know if you've heard about this, but the police force that in Vietnam, it's quite crooked. So sometimes they'll ask you for extra. They call it tea money, so it's like extra money or something. That's not really
tea money. They have an actual term for that.
Yeah, I've heard it somewhere before. They call it tea money. It's like money for them to go drink tea or like go hang out with their.
Oh, I thought it was tea as in the letter T, like in Korea for transport.
Oh, no. It's like that hush hush money basically. But anyway, it was like it got kind of weird, and then so at the end I didn't get the visa extension, so I just bought the early plane ticket and lost money on the plane ticket I originally bought, and then just left early. So
you're trying to get a visa extension because you needed a visa to be in Vietnam, is that right?
Yeah, I needed a visa because mine was running out, so I just needed it extended a few days, but they were making it quite hard, so I just left, and then everything was okay.
Well done. Yeah, so you just didn't take any of their bullshit.
Yeah, they were like threatening us too, so we didn't believe them, so nothing happened. But yeah, that's their life there, I guess.
It still sounds like you're swimming in paper at the moment.
Really?
Yeah, it sounds like you're swimming in like some kind of paper factory.
Oh, okay. Maybe I have to switch out my headphones then.
Oh, maybe it's rubbing against something. Is that right?
Oh, it could be my hair. Okay. Let me move it. Yeah. Is it still rubbing?
I think it's that thick makeup. You put it even on your hair, I suppose.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think it's because like I'm like also like moving, so maybe it's like the air is coming through it.
Oh, right. Yeah, I'm not sure. It kind of sounds like plastic wrapping.
Oh, okay.
Paper wrapping, rather.
Oh,
I hear nothing now, though.
yeah,
Quieter now.
I'm sitting like really still now. So
No. Try moving about.
is it?
No, I can't hear it.
Oh, okay, maybe it was the hair then.
Must be, yeah, it must have been.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What about you?
Cool.
Have you did this? Have you done
Jump
this?
through hoops.
Yeah.
Having to jump through hoops. I think going through the priesthood, like going through the seminary, is considered by some to be an exercise of jumping through hoops, because it's quite it's like the military, we'll say, and you have to pass from stage to stage for gaining approval to proceed. So I know it sounds odd, but yeah, like there's a whole application process, and then every year you have to do an interview to proceed to the next year, and so on.
Yeah.
And there's a sense of, I mean, it shouldn't be, but there's a sense of performative acrobatics to it. Not so much, but it could be. I mean, for me, I didn't really care, so I was just, continuing. But yeah, there is that kind of strange, artificial academic way of progressing towards final ordination. And people kind of make a big deal out of it. So yeah, I would say, yeah, some people have to jump through hoops to be accepted as a priest, and some people, especially if there are people in the formation teams that are not fond of you, then it might be more difficult for you to be ordained. And I know people who have had to jump through hoops to become priests because they were out of favor with certain faculty members who are like responsible for progressively to the next year. It's quite horrible to see, but yeah, that thing kind of happens in the priesthood, in the seminary. It's a weird one.
Wow. Yeah, I thought like out of all places. I mean, I guess every system is a bit hierarchical in a sense.
This one particularly, so yeah.
Well, that's interesting. So do people just what happens if the higher ups don't like a particular person? Do they drop out, or do they just stay?
Kind of, yeah. I know plenty of people who have been asked to leave for whatever reason. There's a lot of shame involved, actually. People feel completely ashamed by the fact that they've been asked to leave something that's supposedly a good cause, that they've been willing to give their life for. It's quite strange. It's like, wait, you gave your life to enter this organization to contribute to its success and growth, and yet you've been asked to leave. So they get completely, well, I know people that have been really discouraged by that. That's a really weak word, like an understatement. They've been really devastated by being asked to leave or kicked out of the seminary and formation. For years. Like, I mean, they would be down for years. Just horrible.
Wow. Yeah, I assume that'd be quite hard too, because I feel like sometimes in some cases people when they're already down, they turn to religion, and then let's say it's like one of the extreme situations where they choose to become part of the priesthood, and then they get denied that sort of opportunity. Yeah, I couldn't even imagine.
That's interesting to actually consider that those who are applying are already like in their kind of the run out of things to do, or either it's their last attempt at contributing to society, or it's like they're running away from the world because they know that they they're kind of disillusioned with the world itself. So they've gone to a religious institution that fights against the changes of the world. And then they got rejected from that too. So like they're like rejected on a second level.
Right. Yeah, because I didn't realize that they would reject people. I thought it's accepting of a lot. Like,
Yeah, you would think so, right? But if you put it if you frame it in the way that you have, in terms of those who apply, like naturally selecting people, those who apply to the priesthood are already naturally selected to be resentful of the world or misfits in the world. So that could be for pure like philosophical value, religious reasons, or it could be for practical reasons, like they didn't fit in, or they couldn't really somehow something didn't work out in the real world. The real world being just the world of getting a job and doing whatever. So some people end up falling through the cracks and ending up at the footsteps of religion, you could say.
why?
Therefore, they're vulnerable people, in some ways being attracted to the church because they found themselves in that situation and the church was welcoming of all, maybe. I'm not sure. But I think there could be that kind of pre-selection happening. And that's why the church is so vigilant in who they accept. I'm not sure.
Cool. Yeah. Did you experience that? Like were you on the good side of the priesthood, or did you get discriminated?
Oh, well, I mean, I didn't see everybody, I didn't see everybody, of course, but I think the selection process happens on the application side as well, like before you get into the seminary. So those who you meet inside, like everybody that I met inside were like quite ambitious people, and people who really lived according to their word,
Yeah.
So, it was a surprise to me when people were asked to leave, and yeah, I can't really say everything though. I don't want to throw people under the bus. There are a lot of unfortunate situations too.
Right.
Yeah, but I would say the lion's share of people that do come through the seminary and put their hand up to become a priest are pretty good people. They're good people. Just me being on the other side of it, I'm not the keenest on religion anymore, but they're all like people that I would vouch for as good people for like I'd introduce them to my girlfriends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're pretty good people. So yeah, I would say that mostly in terms of character anyway, they're good people.
No, that's good. That's good. Like the whole experience wasn't negative, but you were able to leave with like positive relationships and I guess like personal.
It's not really, well, yeah, I mean, I still stay in touch with plenty of people who have left the priesthood or left, actually more people that have left during the formation process. But yeah, those who have gone on to priest, yeah, I still hold them in high esteem. And I kind of try to see how they're going. I reckon that they're doing well. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's quite different from like just other, I guess, communities. Yes.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right, so that's 2 questions from you. Do I need to ask you the same one? This one? What is this? What was this one? I forget.
Which one?
Oh, jumping through hoops. Oh, I think you went first. So, should we do one more? Just one more.
Yeah. Um,
Do you have one? Do you have one more, or do you want me to find one?
uh, do you have the slides open? I can't
Yeah,
really look.
I have it open actually.
Okay.
Yeah. So here's one. Um, here's one. Can you share a moment when you felt like you were walking on air, so extremely happy or elated, over the moon?
Hmm.
Was yeah. Do you remember any time when you were walking on air, like really really happy?
Um, I guess like I guess when I travel, I really like traveling. So when I'm walking into the airplane, that one path where it's like from the airport to the airplane. Yeah, I really enjoy flying. I mean, actually, I don't like flying. It scares me, but I like traveling. I like going on vacation.
Okay, that's interesting. That's whenever I hear other people's like most joyful moments and that doesn't correlate with mine, it colors my next experience of that same activity. So now that you mentioned that that's one of the best feelings that you have like whenever now when I go from the airport to the plane, I'm gonna remember that and I'm gonna be like, I should savor this moment.
Oh,
Yeah, because my ex-girlfriend's sister used to love flying. She'd be like, "Oh, I love flying, man. I can eat the airplane food and watch the movies." And I'm like, "What are you talking about? It's the most annoying thing to do. It's cramped and it's completely claustrophobic." And then afterwards,
yeah.
after I heard that, I started to like lean into that, get relaxed and just enjoy flying and like actually just watch the movies and take that time out. You know, it's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like I don't like traveling by airplane because usually it's uncomfortable, but the experience and kind of it's not the it's like the just knowing that I'm leaving somewhere I don't want to be. So that sort of um what is it? The kind of just the
Cathartic experience of yeah.
yeah. And then it's just nice being in the air because if you really think about it, like humans just a few hundred years ago started flying and now we're in the air eating like spaghetti or something.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, just kind of crazy. They're a great experience for me, I guess. Do you have one
Hold on. Let's
like
continue
that?
down this track for a little while. So does that mean when you're landing, you're like, oh fuck, I'm back. I'm back on land. And what's your experience of entering that
Um,
tunnel the next time out of the plane when you exit the plane?
I think the only time that I'm disappointed leaving the plane is when I'm back in my hometown. But Um, yeah, normally it's like when I'm off going off the plane, I'm going to another city or another country, and then I get more excited, even though I'm kind of jet lagged. I'm excited to see, even if it's a layover. Um, I kind of want to explore some of the city. Yeah, it's just it's like excitement with a more muted excitement because I'm either tired or just tired, I guess.
I've had that because I would say the same in terms of like landing and being like excited about being in a new place. Like I like seeing signs that I don't understand and being like, shit, it's my first time in this place. Like they use a different fucking alphabet, or they're in a fucking different year. Oh, I don't think I've ever experienced where they've been in a different year.
Yeah.
My friend came back from
Well,
um
yeah.
Nepal. Yeah, Nepal. Quite Kathmandu, or I think that's where he was. And he took a photo where they were in 2058 or something. Like they were in a different year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they used a different calendar. So I was like, what?
Oh,
But yeah, that kind of thing is cool. Like when I find myself in a culture that's very different to mine, and just absorbing the kind of diversity.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like just exploring what the country has to offer, like or even at the airport, trying the food and um just being lost again. Like after being somewhere that I'm so used to. Huh?
You like the airport? You really like the airport?
Sometimes, not really. It depends on the airport.
It's a stressful place for me.
Oh. Oh yeah, you've been to quite a few in the last few weeks too.
Yeah, but it's just stressful. Like there are so many like police. I feel like a criminal when I'm in there. You know, like when the passport
Oh.
is like checking your passport, I'm like, oh, did I do something?
Yeah.
So the automatic gate all the time.
Right, they have those everywhere now. No one stamps your passport anymore.
It's quite amazing actually.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm scared the most at the airport where when it's the American airports, they're so intense there. It's like yeah, I when I was going back to Canada last year, I had a layover in San Francisco or something, and then everyone was just yelling, and it was like 5 a.m. And then everyone was so mean. They were like, I told you to put it on the counter. Why did you? Not to me, but I mean, around me, there was yelling and so much anger. And then I go to Canada, everyone's like friends with each other. There's like this long lineup. Everyone's like making small talk and like, oh, so where are you coming from? What's this line for? Oh, this is my son. Like, it was such a different vibe. You know, uh, do you have, yeah. Um, do you have anything that made you feel like walking on air?
Um, walking on and walking on there. I think I feel happy whenever I see my girlfriend. You know, I see her very rarely these days. So yeah, I pretty much remember every time I see her for the first time in a long time. You know, like when she opens the door, or you know, because there's always a month or more in between visits. So it's been like that, and like I think I remember the times when I'm walking on it. It kind of hasn't it impresses itself on the mind, like as a little
Right.
as a little like you know those Hogwarts portraits or like the iPhone live photos. That's kind of
Yeah.
how I feel.
Wow. Yeah, you kind of savor the moment for a bit and then you kind of just want to stay in there forever.
Yeah. So I would say that. Um, Also, when I read something really, really cool, like when I read a story and I'm like, fuck, that was fucking crazy. Or when I read something and, yeah, I'm just amazed by the language used in the book, that kind of gets me.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the highest form, I would say, for me when I read. You know, my favorite author is James Joyce. And yeah, when I sometimes read some of his writing, I'm just like, fuck, like, what the fuck's this guy on? He's just fucking, just pooping out gold.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of excitement, like seeing what humans can do.
Yeah. So I guess like for you it's reading. For me it's like when I see nice pieces of artwork or something. I'm like more of a visual person, so I like seeing cool things, like things that look nice or
What's an example?
um
Like architecture?
yeah, like really cool architecture. I'm always looking at the way the buildings like in Korea too. Sometimes I'll be walking around and I'll look at a building and I'm like, wow, that's constructed very nicely. Like that museum in Seoul. I think the National Museum or something.
Oh, actually, I haven't been to that. I
Or
might
the
know what you're referring to.
oh it I don't know. It just like structurally, it looks so clean, but it's nothing really crazy. But just the way the building is, and then how it leads to a sort of courtyard where people come in, and the stairs leading up to it. It looks nice. But there's also that one, you know, the Dongdae Moon Plaza.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
It looks like a sort of disc or like a yeah, it looks like a spaceship. That's really nice too, and it's so big and majestic looking.
Nice, nice. I just realized that walking on air is usually related to surprise over delightful news. I'm walking on air because, I found out something or other, like won the lottery or got the job or
Oh, like a weightlessness.
for some kind of from hearing good news, like something that so we've been anticipating and then we finally get it.
Oh, okay. Um, I guess it's related to that visa thing. When I was visa, and I was really scared they were gonna catch me at the border when I was leaving, because the police officer said, "Who's gonna let you leave the country if you don't have this?"
Oh, because you had actually overstayed. Is that what you mean?
No, actually, my visa was still valid. It was just I just wanted to extend it for a few days, but I left like maybe 2 days earlier than the expiry date.
Oh, so you felt.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why you felt so good on the way onto the plane. You're just like, fuck,
Right.
fuckers. I'm out of here, bitch.
Exactly. Yeah, I guess maybe that adds to the experience too, because I was like so stressed leading up to it. Because I was scared they were gonna come find me, or they were gonna go to my family's house and take them to jail or something. Because he said a bunch of crazy things like, "I'm gonna go fine your family a bunch of money, and then maybe take them to jail if they don't have money or something." But it was all like just to scare us. But yeah, I wasn't doing anything wrong. My thing was still valid, so I just yeah, when I was on that airplane leaving, I was like felt like I was walking on air, felt weightless. Like they can't like come after me.
Yeah, yeah, nice one, nice one. Sweet, sweet. All right, I think we've gone through these questions comprehensively. Let's recap on some of the questions. Do you remember the questions? Or maybe you could
Yeah,
give an example. Yeah, and put the question. Maybe you can repeat the question so that the audience can either try to answer for themselves, consider their own response, and yeah, they can know that and they can answer these kinds of questions, at iSpeak with others as they learn English.
yeah. So the phrases that we went over today, um, I'm pulling it up right now.
I've got them here as well, actually. Yeah, let me read them out. Here it is.
Okay.
Here it is. What are your...
So
Oh, yeah, go on.
okay.
Do you have a proven track record? That's the first question.
Okay, so we had three phrases.
It.
Oh, right, yes. So proven track record, do you have experience with that? So basically what it means is past history of success in any sort of field. Um, doesn't have to be like entrepreneurial or and then the second one was jump through hoops. So this is kind of like going through lots of obstacles for something. Um, yeah, and then the last one, what was that? Walking on air. I think was it walking on air? Okay, so working on it. Yeah. Very, very happy, elated. It's kind of like there's no stress on your shoulders, like you're floating basically.
Can you share a moment when you felt like you were walking on air? That was the question. I can hear
Like,
your hair again, by the way.
okay. Yeah, maybe. I was leaning back a bit.
Okie dokie.
Is it okay now?
Yeah. All good, all good. I think. So, yeah, what's ahead for you? What's next for the rest of your week?
Uh, it's still Tuesday. Oh, okay. So I guess the rest of the week just working on some more stuff for iSpeak and then teaching classes daily. And then yeah, that's about it. What about you?
I think I've got to unpack. It's been a week and I still haven't unpacked. So, yeah, my friend told me you just have to do some push-ups, and that kind of gives you the energy to do stuff. So, I got to unpack a week of just stepping over my luggage everywhere.
Nice. Yeah.
Reset.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much, Jordan.
Okay.
Well, let's say bye to the audience, and we will see you next week. Thank you for joining, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for listening. See you soon.
Bye-bye.